Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As you can title today's video, let's talk about the Season 2 patch for NBA 2K26 that just dropped yesterday. If you're watching this video, they are going to have a hotfix for the rhythm shooting today as well. So we'll make mention of that. I have a notes section that I want to kind of talk about before we get into this gameplay that I'm just going to talk over. Normally with the Pro-Am gameplays, I do just allow the live com, but I want to allow you to see some gameplay changes that are actually made and see us like not fading as much or them not fading as much and stuff like that, and the crazy body up collisions that you have to low-key avoid as well. And I really do want to talk about all this stuff, so I do want to take a quick second to actually like get to a note section that I like wrote down and just want to show you guys as well. But just want to show you the intros of the types of builds you're going to see in this Pro-Am gameplay as well. But anyway, now let's go ahead and get into this and get to some discussion real quick before we get to the Pro-Am gameplay. Alright, so real quick, if you want factual, like, you know, the actual notes and stuff like that, they're on Evan's Twitter page right here. Shout out to Evan, one of the better community devs in the community and stuff like that. But as you can see, a little bit hard to read. It's not going to be easy for me to like make this expanded and like easy for you to see. So just take my word for it. Essentially, here's what's been changed, and then also kind of my impressions. So if you're worried that I have a biased take on this or something like that, feel free to just look up the patch notes on Evan's Twitter or anything. But anyway, like I said, fades heavily nerfed. It will impact people who run that style a ton. Like if you're playing starting five and you're someone that you play it pretty normally, but you are terrorized by the faders in that community and in that just game mode in general, they are done for, bro. It really is extremely difficult to hit those now, and I've seen the shot meters with it on, with it off. It's insane how much smaller the fades are than the standstill shots now, and just in general, how much harder they are in general. Now, I'm okay with that. I'm super cool with that. I think fading was really like intoxicating this game in a really bad way. I didn't like the balance that it was creating. It was like, why even take an open dunk, or why even be a post scorer, or why even like do anything related to a 2-point basket, especially contested for that matter too, and doing like finishing well contested, when you could just be playing through a fading guard all game, take wide open pick and roll slips, if that's even worth. Sometimes taking the two isn't even worth, because it was just dominated by 3-pointers. And I gotta say, for the sake of 2v2 and 3v3 balance, this is a really good patch. Now, I will say midi fades are still very good. So for twos, it might be a little bit tough to say that they're just done for, the midi faders. 3v3 balance though, amazing. It's really good. It's gonna, you know, employ a lot of different play styles into threes that were just, you know, originally being dominated in that scene by fading guards from three and stuff like that. You're gonna see a lot of diversity on 3v3 now. And for 5v5, I'm not sure it's great balance per se, but for a lot of the casuals and just, you know, us non-faders, it's obviously a great patch. Now, for the people that were running pick and roll styles, very 4-out-1-in centric and using their screeners and stuff like that, doing a constant set of like, you know, pick and roll offense, it's going to be a tough nerf, like for sure. The pick and roll is taking a big hit, 5-out is taking a huge buff just because of this stuff. Now, we'll talk about a little bit more of the stuff with the body up collisions a little bit later. I just want to go in chronological order of what came up in my mind. So anyway, speaking of 5-out and just like dunking in general, meter dunking overall feels slightly better, but Poster Machine for sure does not have Blur's pre-patch ability as a whole like they were trying to make it sound like, and I was worried something like this would happen. Now all the people that are looking at me like, bro, you got Blur patched, what are we doing? Like you just did a hit to your like slasher community and now Poster Machine doesn't even work. Listen, it's not my fault that they didn't do that correctly. Like I want them to make it on Poster Machine like it was intended, and truth be told, they nerfed it. Like it's worse. It's not the same as, you know, pre-patch Blur. Poster Machine does not have that type of bag. So currently I'm just running Dishmaster still, and it's bad. I'll probably make a video on it, you know, tomorrow, but like I said, meter dunking in general feels slightly better, so it's hard to say, because I'm sure if y'all get clips with the, you know, Poster Machine takeover on and stuff like that, you'll probably see yourself be, you know, dunking a tad bit better in general. But on those, there are still ridiculously super small meter dunks and stuff like that with the contacts. They're unmakeable even still. It's like the same old pretty much. I don't even know how useful or powerful Poster Machine even is, and it just doesn't seem to me, like what I can say is that it's not Blur. It's not pre-patch Blur of like the meter size at all. So anyway, that's just my take on that. Just wanted to make note of that. It's okay. I'm okay with playing around that, and you shouldn't, truth be told, I don't even know if it's a good thing or not if there's a brain dead meter dunk takeover in the game, to be real with you. But I'm just saying that their impression was that they wanted to swap this, and it doesn't feel like it was done correctly. So that's my take on that. Rhythm's in a weird spot right now, obviously, with like you get hitches on your jump shot when you shoot with Rhythm, and then if you shoot with X, it doesn't. Hotfix on the way, literally the day of you watching this, so it's possible that they have that fixed by now. I don't know. I can't read the future, obviously. Like I said, sometimes they like to say they fix things and they don't actually. it sounds like I'm being very negative with this, but let's actually switch to this conversation of what you would think a lot of negative talk has been in the community of, but the body up collisions? Let's talk about this a bit. I actually kind of like them. I can't lie. Now listen, I was someone that recently on this 6'8" was starting to do the Jimmy escape spam. I was just going back and forth until I find a little alley to just like drive between, and I think that was dumb. I don't like the fact that you can just sit there and dribble without your, worrying about what's happening to you as a ball handler with the on-ball defender near you. I gotta say, if we get to this pro-am gameplay in a second, you will see a lot of this is me adjusting to that and the guard on the other team adjusting to that too, and understanding that you have to be a little bit more hesitant with the way you dribble and that it dictates the way that you move, and that's okay. I think a lot of people that are getting bumped, and you see 7 steals in a game or something like that off people not pressing their X button, it's because the guards haven't adjusted to something like this. When everybody adjusts to the fact that you can't just do dribble moves right in people's face, it will lead to probably overall better gameplay, if you ask me. Because why is it not a thing at the end of the day? If you just put the ball right where the defender's body is, probably should be dropped, to be fair. Now, as far as gameplay balance, I'm not here to say that really makes lockdowns that much better. Anybody can get the ball fumbled off them. It's just that maybe you as a lock get more bumpy and force those types of interactions of the ball colliding into your body a little bit more. But it's more gonna be because of your perimeter defense rating. I don't think steal rating sees a buff, in terms of its viability or necessity, if you will, because of this type of a patch. But the body up collisions, in my opinion, are actually a W on this patch, if you ask me. Not a lot of people are going to agree with this. I just think you need some time to adjust your dribbling bag, if you ask me, and understand that things are going to have to be changed in the way that you play a little bit. But that's my take on it. I'd like to think I adapted to it a little bit, and we'll get to that gameplay in a little bit. But anyway, ghost contest reduction, W overall, especially if fades are nerfed. I mean, it really needs to be that way. And same with there's a lot of good synergy with this patch. Let me put it that way. So with the fact that fades are being nerfed, I think ghost contest reduction is good, because the only way you can really get shots off comfortably now is to do quick stops or off-ball dexing, or just in general to beat your guy off the dribble. But then if they were able to get ghost contest, it would be a disgusting game right now. It would not be good, and I'm glad that ghost contest reduction is a thing while paired with the fading being nerfed. It's a really good change. We'll talk about the 3-second change in a little bit. Essentially, they made it so there's more realistic logic on the 3-second violations. I don't know, I'm interested in that. I haven't really seen enough gameplay of it myself to talk about it too much yet. But accidental behind the back, gone. And thank God with the bump change. I mean, boy, essentially what would happen is if you're getting bumped while you were dribbling and trying to do one move, it would make you do the move, but then a second one into the behind the back as well. And that wasn't the biggest deal in the world, but it still would bump off of defenders quite often. I can't even imagine if that was in while the bump change is in effect right here as well. So anyway, just wanted to go over the notes and stuff, but now I'm gonna just let the gameplay play out a little bit. I want to talk about how this impacts the meta, how it changes the style of play you're gonna see and stuff like that. And we probably won't show the whole game right here. It's not gonna be a 28-minute discussion or anything like that, but I want to talk about how this does change things a lot. So first of all, as you can see, when people shoot with tempo, it doesn't show their timing anymore. It's just going to show their tempo shot. So whether they greened it or not, you'll obviously be able to see that as well. Now that one right there is because a classic hands up defense, just a guy getting a passing lane and stuff like that. So understand, I already showed y'all the organized part of this video of explaining all the information of the patch. Now we're here to ramble a little bit. I'm gonna make up points when we get to certain things in the gameplay. I'm obviously gonna talk about stuff when it comes up to my mind. Just understand we're in ramble mode now. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you do, feel free to drop a like, sub, if you're new, turn on noties, all good stuff, and like always, try to win 1,000 likes. So let's talk about how this impacts the meta. Like I was saying, you're gonna see a whole lot more real ball, if you ask me. I think it's gonna be a lot less nonsense of dribble everywhere I want to, run everything I want to. Essentially, as you can see, a little bit of 5 out still being ran, and the meter dunking and stuff like that as well. But you're gonna see a whole lot less just dribble around everywhere, fade around everywhere, and send big down for free board, O board. I will say offensive rebounding and defensive rebounding are both going to be a lot more important now, but as you can see, trying to create off the dribble right there, it leaves you a little bit predictable when you can't fade. Bonnie playing this right here, for instance, is a lot more doable off the fact that he knows he doesn't have to chase the player anywhere. So when he gets beat on that snatchback right there, he knows that he's going to just be able to actually recover, and we'll show the one that the dude actually put the shot up off of. But as you can see, he knows he doesn't have to chase on a wide angle anymore off that. So now you actually have the ability to get up and contest in a more viable sense, essentially. So anyway, just wanted to kind of yap about that a little bit. As far as the makeup of the game in general, defense has seen a huge buff here, but I'm not really even sure it's so much defense being buffed, more just offense being bad. So like, as you can see right there, we get a shot clock violation. You would never see that pre-patch. Like the idea of just putting up a fade would have existed in everybody's mind right there. You would have just let something fly, and like, you know, it's obviously what you're intending to do in that type of a setting. Right here, as you can see, just going into a regular like 5-out defense. Once again, I can kind of just adjust to like, you know, knowing I don't have to guard the fade, and it does leave me in a spot where even after I get broke right there, I can still just know I'm either guarding the 3, guarding the midi, or guarding the recovery to the paint. Unfortunate, like, you know, set of offense. You're gonna see us stall out quite a bit. I mean, like this stuff gets kind of ugly, and I'm not really sure how our offensive half court sets even look right now, to be real with you. Like, we're still trying to adjust, still trying to understand everything, and still understand like where our, you know, second and third and fourth options are anymore. So like right here, pick and pop, good ball, right? That's the type of shot you're looking for. Wide open catch and shoot. Tristan passing over to his brother Bonnie right there on the opposite hash. Good passing, good motion. It's good offense in general, right? But like, it all kind of started with, obviously, as you can see, not a lot of ability to like move around and stuff. So it's like a lot more gritty ball, if you get what I'm saying. The ball handlers have to be careful where they dribble, especially coming up the court and stuff like that as well. So I have to be careful of the bumps everywhere I go, right? So it leaves me a little bit more skittish, if you will. You know what I mean? Like being a little bit more hesitant to like actually be a full-time ball handle operator. Right there, I try and get a standing dunk. I kind of get bailed out off of like low-key getting fouled, but anyway, again, like as far as my style overall, I think this is a pretty solid buff to like me and my team, I guess, because we don't really have, I mean, Kitchen has come out here and been midi fading like, or 3-point fading like crazy. Someone like him will be getting nerfed by this, but I trust in Kitchen's ability as a ball handler over all the years of playing 2K with him that I've played to understand that I know he's capable of quick stopping and stuff like that and shooting on a dime, making reads, stuff like that. I think it's good because, truth be told, Kitchen was so good on this stuff that he didn't really even need to make reads. He was just throwing up fades, and that's all that ever needed to happen. Right here you can see a little bit more real offense, if you will, running actual plays, running the cycle right there. Get Dre on like my third read, not even like the primary or anything like that, just kind of found him as the defense just crumbled a little bit. So for like pass first point guards, playmaking point guards, teams that run real concepts on offense as far as 5s, it's great ball. For like 3s, for instance, too, random calls for wrap-ups and stuff like that, they're all going to be seeing a whole lot more value because the ability to get open off ball is going to be just as much important off the fact that you can't fade, you know? So like, you're going to have the ability to like get open off ball, or especially if you're like a great dribbler, I suppose you could still get open with the ball in your hand, but by far not the more effective way. I think like, you know, off-ball movement like this of getting your teammates moving around and stuff is going to be major key entirely. So anyway, right here, once again, stalling out on the O. It's going to be ugly sometimes, man. As you can see, though, a little bit more of a crafty attempt. I wouldn't do stuff like that originally because I do feel like I could just come up to the top, reset. I feel like, you know, there's better looks on the court and stuff like that as well. That type of stuff of hitting a hezzy while moving backwards and just understanding I could get to a drive off it potentially is a type of offense that I feel like I have to create. And the beauty of this patch, it really does feel like early 2K again, like as if it's like the new spark of a new game has just dropped all over again. So right here, calling Tristan on the cut. Once again, like, you know, this is the type of offense you're going to have to do to operate cleanly. I mean, I see like we have a man down. I'm like, yo, Tristan cut right here. Boom, Bonnie can like low-key fill into his corner instinctively as well. I don't know what the team, you know, chem is, or like the contribution stuff is that it's showing. So I think essentially what this is it's only going to pop up when somebody maxes theirs and then it shows what the rest are. I'm not really sure though what the contribution maxed even means. I think it means I can't contribute to the team chemistry bar going up any more than I already have. Probably because I've already scored and assisted like a set amount of points and stuff like that. So I'm not really sure exactly what that is. If anybody wants to fill me in on the team contribution a little bit more in the comments, feel free to. But anyway, yeah, as you can see, low on the shot clock right here. They're just going to be moving around trying to get open. Remind you, these guys have won almost 150. I think they've won more than 150 Pro-Am games as well. So like, these guys are all rattled trying to figure out how to play the game too. And as you can see, we hold them to 6 points in the quarter. I'm here to tell you right now, if we're talking on like a scale of like, you know, 50-50, if 50-50 is like 50% offense, 50% defense, it's now like, you know, it probably before patch was almost 80% offense, 20% defense. I don't think this game had hardly any life on defense other than just like, you know, really gritting out and playing good on-ball D, stopping dudes from fading and like really securing boards at the end of possessions. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know. I feel like the game is definitely tipped to the scales of defense. It feels like it's almost more powerful on defense than it is offense, which is crazy that it tipped the scales that hard with all these changes made when realistically, like I said, it felt like it was a more offensive game more than the 50-50. Like it felt like an 80-20 offensive to defensive game. And now it feels like it might be past the 50-50 point of like defense being the one that's favored. So I think this is a fun patch in general. I'm here for it, to be real with you too. I think it's kind of fun. It feels like a brand new game all over again. I'm being so truthful and serious about this too, because like some people might think I'm gassing it and like don't think that like a patch could possibly impact things that much. But I'm serious, man. It really does feel like it's a brand new game out here. So anyway, right there you can see once again a little gritty cut by Dre right there that we call right here. I was trying to play a little bit more sides D with Salt, but we don't really get it to work out. Dude misses the wide open in the corner. We're in scramble mode a little bit now. As you can see, I'm going left wing, Salt up on like the right wing. Once again, still scrambling, still playing crazy defense. We're like, you know, just head on a swivel, trying to make things work. Salt with an and one in transition. We take a 24-8 lead. As you can see, as far as some efficiency right here goes, I mean, I'm 10 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, no turnovers. Obviously, like I said, that's something really important to mention as well, because the ability to like stop yourself from getting turnovers is really a major key at point guard in this game currently. We had like 1 shot clock violation of us stalling out entirely as a team. But yeah, Dre, and also by the way, like Tristan here, it was his first runs in the Pro-Am. It's Bonnie's brother, so we're not like with the super demon squad, if you will, or anything like that. It was just runs. We were just trying to play the game, simply put. So obviously we could have had some of the dogs out here like Kitchen, Bonnie at the same time, you know, come out here with like Apollo, Tonic, stuff like that. Like we're obviously not coming out here with our super crazy best lineup or anything like that. Interesting foul right there. I'm not here to say like whatever. I mean, obviously fluke fouls happen and stuff on the shooting fouls. It's not really something worth mentioning too much. But anyway, again, hey, like I said, I'm here for the ramble today, fellas. It's just, you know, that was the point of this video. Wanted to get that organized stuff out the way, and then just anything that comes up moving after that. So now you can see I have Dishmaster take over. So I'm trying to run the cycles and stuff a little bit more, trying to get the team involved. I miss a couple of reads there. I already mentioned it in yesterday's video. I do need to make better reads as a point guard, and I'm working on that. And the beauty of it is to run that cycle offense that I've been making videos on is truly just an infinite amount of potential that I can tap into if I ever do get boxed up as a on-ball scorer, if you get what I'm saying. Like, if I'm getting stalled out and I can't generate anything on offense, I can always still involve my teammates with these, like, you know, pick and pop wrap plays, stuff like that, the cycles, the off balls and stuff like that as well. Just truly be a distributor. And I feel like this type of style truly is valued now in this game, because I mean, you need to allow your teammates to get open off ball, and the ability to do so, like as you can see, if you're just stagnant generating simple offense of dudes standing still and you really can't create any threat of you as the on ball in terms of like demanding some respect, you're not going to get people open. You have to either move them themselves, or you have to move the defenders with your presence as a ball handler. So whether you're a dog on the sticks or like someone that's truly good with the team comms and stuff like that, it's what's really going to be important now. As you see, once again, telling Bonnie to wrap right here. I see Dre on that opposite hash, but obviously I can't really throw it. Once again, this is something you're still going to need to take note of, is these on-ball bumps delaying your passes. So right here, even though I would want to pass this to Dre, if I'm being bumped while I'm trying to throw it, it's going to make you wait to throw it until you stop getting bumped. So it's been a thing in the game already, and it's something you're really going to have to make note of now, because dudes will be ready to play those lanes 100%. And I mean, as you can see, as far as like the gameplay goes so far, you haven't seen anything, and yes, this is post-patch gameplay, you know, like you don't see any of these crazy, ridiculous, you know, everybody flying around at you, bumps and stuff like that, because as you can see, I'm being hesitant. I have people on my body right there, so I don't want to do dribble moves directly into them. But again, the ability to read the floor while still protecting the ball at the same time is what's going to be so key. And I'd like to think I'm doing a really good job at that in this game so far. And I mean, as you can see, the point is, and what I actually heard Fana say in the stage yesterday when I was watching him last night, as soon as the patch dropped, everybody was saying that he's patched. You know, Fana as a fading guard and like a super, like, you know, offensive PG is patched. Listen, bro. Someone like Fana is not actually patched. Like, I mean, the dude's a better point guard than 98% of the people that play this game. Probably more along the lines of 99.5 or something like that. And point is that no matter like what kind of patches happen in the game, all he has to do is be a better point guard than the guy on the opposite side of him, is pretty much my type of talk on it, and exactly what he said as well. So point is, even though maybe I'm not playing the absolute perfect game in this gameplay, the point is I just have to play a better game than the other team's point guard does. And I mean, as you can see, I'm coming out here playing the on-ball defense while doing it too. Like, we're giving them hell, bro. It's really a hard time. Great jump by Tristan right there with a 25 perimeter build. I get the rebound. We're out in transition. As you can see, I'm being hesitant. I wanted to wait that out, make sure I didn't get bumped into people. I'm holding for last shot, making smart offensive plays. As you can see, running the cycle again right here. I hit Tristan on the delay wrap-up, and as you can see, bangs the 14 off the Dishmaster. This is the style of offense that is superior in this game now. And as you can see, just the random freelance, everybody stand in the corner, stand still, expect your kingpin point guard to like carry your team. It doesn't really exist anymore, if you ask me. Unless the dude is really like that before patch and didn't need fading in his game at all in the first place. As long as his dribbling was actually complex, didn't just spam escapes into the defender the whole time. Long story short, the people who are playing real ball aren't even impacted by this at all, but the truth is they are impacted by it, and it's in a positive way because the opponents that they're playing against are going to be impacted by it in a negative way. So, all things considered, if you're able to move well, avoid defenders, orchestrate an offense, and still have that, like, it's bad terminology right here, but that aura with the ball in your hand to, like, force defenders to actually move toward you and stuff like that, it's truly going to be a game changer. Like, now granted, I'm not coming out here with the best type of, ability to move, as you can see. And right here, late clock, as we get another shot clock violation. Not the cleanest, but again, it's the type of game we're playing right now. It's not exactly the perfect offense cleanliness that you can get to. Now, where am I concerned for my team as far as like what this patch has done? I am a little bit concerned about our pick and roll offense, like Bonnie and Kitchen, stuff like that. Like I said, I think they can still handle the type of workload, once again, of like the quick stops and all that stuff that's implemented, and like the ability to still like, get things done with the ball in their hand as a pick and roll ball handler. I do think, though, overall, like I said, pick and roll has taken a hit. It's not going to be nearly as effective. 5 out is by far going to be the meta on 5s, if you ask me. Right there, again, the point guard had to avoid my bump, and he did a pretty good job at it as well. I mean, he did panic pass a tad bit, but it's at least a good job to avoid the bump, because as you're going to see, he did a move into me and then passed out of it instantly. I'm not here to say that he's always going to get away with that. That was obviously something that he could end up getting bump stolen on, but again, a good job reading the defense at the same time, the ability to like avoid it. You haven't seen one ridiculous bump steal yet in this whole game. And again, it's because we've both been doing a pretty good job at avoiding the bumps entirely. It's not that type of stuff that you saw Solo post on Twitter the other day. And hey, shout out to him, because honestly, it does expose that if you do escapes right into people, that it truly is going to be a problem. I do appreciate someone like that dropping some information like that, but that's not going to be the gameplay entirely. If everybody comes out here dribbling like a delinquent, though, at the same time, and they just do spam their escapes with the defender on them and stuff, it is going to be ugly. You are going to get bumped. But I don't know, man. I don't know what to say other than I really actually do like that type of thing being addressed in this patch. So anyway, I did tell you I probably wasn't going to yap for the whole thing, but it still was quite a yap sesh right here. We'll go ahead and skip to the end of the gameplay. I'd like to think that I kind of talked on everything I'd like to, other than maybe some more poster machine discussions and stuff like that. But as you can see, I mean, why even run poster machine when I could just run Dishmaster and run this offense exactly how I normally would, but with the ability to still dish, like, the ball to my teammates at an elite level and truly turn into an elite passer when I have takeover. You know how ridiculous it is to have takeover and then the other team has to worry about all 4 people on the court instead of just one? When you have deep bomber, you're getting locked in on as like a, as an offensive player. Right here, like, me passing something like that just does enable Dre even more. I mean, he doesn't hit the 7% contest right there on the catch and shoot shot, but that does enable him as a player a whole lot more and makes it so that they can't even help off of me quite as much. As you can see, shot clock running low, a little bit of a, last-ditch effort offense right there. And then really a good discussion that we should have is how your lack of ability to create offensively will low-key lead to other teams scoring even more. So kind of a discussion that we should have is your best defense is good offense right now. If we get the ball in the hoop and can set up our half-court set every single possession like we pretty much have in this game, it's pretty lethal, man. These teams have to come out here with a half-court set every single possession instead of getting the opportunity on the fast break like they finally just did on that possession before. So anyway, here you can see, once again, like, this is the type of stuff you got to avoid. Like, I mean, if I'm coming up and Dre is, for whatever reason, I don't know why exactly, AFK on the hash right here, I can't, like, stupid people would, like, go up the court because they think I need to move forward. I don't know, just, like, people that are not willing to hesitate for their teammates that are behind them right here with Salt and Dre both behind me. I'm waiting that out. I'm not running into a triple bump of, like, 3 defenders that could all triple team, double team me because my 2 teammates aren't up on the court on the right side yet. So it allows me to get into a cleaner offense. Again, a little bit of a panic pass, but it's because he's bumping me, obviously. And, you know, it is a little bit uglier. We're not really coming out here with super unified O. Now, as you can see, shot clock's running down. I'm hitting him with the cycle call. Unfortunately, didn't get anything there. I mean, obviously, it's a little bit tough. We had a couple of decent looks. Dre maybe should have shot something like that. And that's what I was saying to him after this, too, is like, you originally wouldn't think that's a good shot or a decent shot opportunity because you would think that another last-ditch effort of passing the ball somewhere and someone else fading would have been something that was better. It truly is something that's a little bit hard to remember, but I mean, though it wouldn't have been a great shot because there was a defender still there on him, I still think it's something that's probably well worth tanking now and then, like, you know, playing the offensive rebounds off it and stuff like that. And as if I haven't already mentioned that as well, I mean, dude, the O-board value is here. Truly, having rebounding on your build is important now because not everybody's just automatic. So that tier list video that I made a couple of days ago truly is outdated entirely because there were so many badges in the C tier that I was like, these don't have any value at all right now because the playstyle is simply not enabled, whether it was post scoring, passing, whatever the case may be, stuff like that. Right here you can see avoiding the bump. I do 2 dribble moves, boom, get myself out of the bump area, see the corner dropping, trying to pinch as well. This type of offense really is here, man. I'm excited for it. I really am. And this is really a spark that the game needed, if you ask me as well. Because, I mean, truth be told, this game was not in a great state as far as like balance goes. I mean, the fading was the only thing that dominated the game, whether it was starting 5, 2s, 3s, 5s, anything. The more players there were on the court, the better. Obviously, it's just a little bit easier to stop, you know, things like that, especially with the video that I dropped yesterday of like this super crazy point guard that we were playing, and it was, you know, pre-patch gameplay. But that type of stuff is like even easier to guard now, and it's even more easy to guard in 5s already because truly there's more defenders around on the court and like the ability to actually, like, you know, take advantage of your teammates and help them help you, essentially, you know what I'm saying? So that doesn't really exist on 2s and 3s quite as much, and it's not even necessary quite as much on 3s anymore. I'm really excited to see the 3v3 meta now. I have no idea what it's going to be because I still think small guards are going to be good, and as you can see, shot clock running down right here. I'm looking for Bonnie. He's dexing around, getting open, Dishmaster. But I really do think that small guards are still going to be good in the right hands, but not everybody can just come out here and fade like it kind of seemed when I was playing people in starting 5. I'm like, bro, are there any casuals in this stuff anymore? Everybody's just coming out here fading on some elite stuff, and it's kind of annoying. So anyway, I am interested though for sure to see the 3v3 meta. I'm definitely going to be tuned in to stuff like that. So anyway, as you can see, sagging off right there, go with the shot on the rhythm, able to get that to go. Boom, 25 points. Let's just go ahead and skip to the end now though. As you can see, the game's well without of reach, and I just, you know, we've yapped enough, so that'll be all for the video. Anyway, as you can see, offensive efficiency wise, the other team's point guard does end up with 17 and 9. I'm not sure if he kind of went off here a little bit more in the, you know, late game or anything like that, but me and Bonnie combined for nearly like 50 points. I had 29, 9, and 16 on 1 turnover, 13 for 15. This is my kind of game now. I can't lie to y'all. Like, I mean, I'm rebounding with their big man. I'm scoring with their point guard or their best scorer, and then I have more assists than almost their whole team combined, and also have 1 turnover to their team's 4 or something like that. So, I mean, like, I truly feel like I can make an impact on the game even more than I was pre-patch, and it's a beautiful thing. Like, rebounders, valuable. Passers, valuable. Dunkers, more valuable. Everything about what I'm doing here, and like, you know, the two-way and the two-way. I'm like a good offensive machine with the dunking and drive and kick assist, and it gets me two-way for defense, and then I'm playing on-ball defense with like 92 per MD with that two-way lit up, and it makes me a better defender as well. Then I maybe get like, you know, 2 steals, a block, you know, 2 blocks, a steal, something like that. It lights me up on offense, whatever the case may be. I mean, I'm yapping, but like truly, this is a great patch, and I want that to be exemplified because I really do think it's important to make note of because there's a lot of negative, you know, connotations around this stuff. But the bumps, good. I think it's like, as you can see, I mean, the whole team had 5 turnovers and it was shot clock violations rather than actually like losing the ball. The other team's point guard only had 1 turnover as well. I'm playing on-ball defense on him pretty tight, and like he's dribbling smart, I'm dribbling smart. I mean, it's just like a necessary evil that is gonna have to be here in order to like see some good balance right here. But anyway, that's all video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub the new channel noties, all that good stuff. Like always, tries 1,000 likes. If you made it to the end of the video and you want to show support that you did, put LA in the comments, show support my way through. And also, I will definitely have more gameplay and like maybe better video concepts and stuff moving forward here. I just wanted to take a break for the day before because I was like, yo, patch is coming soon. Then I find out the patch is actually dropping the day of. I'm like, whoa, okay, bet. All right, time to like get some gameplay. Then I find out that they're going to change the rhythm shooting and stuff like that with the hitches in it. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Let's just drop this video right here. I'll have more, focused gameplay on it for, the day of, or actually like, the day after you're watching this. I'll have a lot more gameplay of finally, being on the true patch of season 2. And then maybe, by the time Friday comes around too, we'll have like a whole different park scenery and stuff. I'm excited. You will see more park content back on the channel again. As you could probably tell if you go look at my channel, I had been deterring away from park entirely the last couple of weeks because it's just been boring and lame, and I just sit there and watch my teammates fade from 3 all game. Essentially, I'm not really with that. I'd like more of an involved role as a whole team together, and this is the type of stuff I'm trying to be on right here. 79 points, and granted, I assisted on a lot of baskets, obviously. We ended up with, let me count this up, that's 13 field goals and 16 assists. That's 29 out of the 32 baskets that our team made right there, I either had or assisted on. So it's pretty wild, I can't lie. I'm pretty excited, man. This is gonna be fun. So anyway, that's all video. I hope y'all enjoyed. And that, take it easy, man. Peace.